buck coming up this way. We'll have to see if he comes up over the ridge. There she goes. Nice white-tailed doe. Maybe about a year or two old at the most. What a nice jump. Wow, that's crazy. Run, little girl, run. Let's see if I can spot that buck here. It's possible. Oh my word. The scenery is just unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. And the valley down there is beautiful too. It's so windy outside again, I just can't get outside to get any footage because it's so loud listening to the wind on video. But I'm hoping sometime in the next couple of months to be able to purchase a camera and a tripod so I can take you guys on walks too, especially when I'm in the mountains. It would be so nice to capture other wildlife as well. Even on the prairies, when I was living out on the prairies, it was never boring to me. I would see coyotes, moose, deer, eagles, hawks. Sometimes I could see weasels running across the road, or badgers. Like, there's so much to look at. But everybody thinks that the prairies are boring, and they're not. They're absolutely amazing. I have to apologize for the filming. Not very good at it yet, but I still want to take you along on my journeys, you know, like there's so much beauty here. It's just, it's hard not to share. I'm going to attempt to roll down my window and see if I can get a little bit of footage without all of the crazy wind in the microphone. You can see by the grasses, and you can probably hear the wind. It's getting crazy out there. We've had a lot of wind in the last week. Last night was actually a very calm night. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I'm living in a fifth wheel trailer on my brother-in-law's property. Yeah, and it gets a little rockin', you know, when the winds are blowing as hard as they are. But he's got it facing from nose to tail. It's facing west to east, and out this way most of the time the wind is from the west. Sometimes it's straight from the east. Today it was kind of like from the southwest, but So as long as it comes from the west, I'm not too concerned, but if it changes direction, it makes me a little nervous, I have to say. Yeah, but I'm loving it out here. So on November 26th of 2019, we lost my sister. She had cancer, but she didn't die from the cancer. She had other issues that were happening, and that's what took her. But if that didn't happen, the cancer would have. She started with lung cancer in 2017, and then she had also lymphoma cancer, non-Hodgkin's, in the groin area, and they made her do back-to-back chemo for both. So she was finally cleared. I don't remember if it was the end of 2018, but that was a lot of chemo that she did. And then in, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it was September maybe, or August of 2019, they did a scan again and found a mass in her brain and a big glioblastoma on her frontal lobe. So she was going to try surgery to get that all, and she was scheduled for surgery to remove it on the 26th of November, and that's the day she passed away from perforated bowel. So she's been gone just about 6 years, and yeah, it's been really hard on my brother-in-law. Their youngest son is still living on the property with him, and he does so much for him. So and I think it gets lonely out this way. So after a couple of years of convincing me, I finally moved out here, but on the condition I had my own little space, because we can butt heads sometimes. But he's a very, very good person, very generous person. He's always trying to do things for other people, and that's one thing that we love about John. So he's been my big brother since I was about 12 years old. That's when him and my sister started dating. So, but if it wasn't for him, I probably would be up the creek without a paddle, because I've been alone for quite a while and I don't have any, savings or anything like that. I'm living off of my pensions, and the only reason I can do that is because of the fact that he was so gracious and allowed me to move in on the property in the trailer. So yeah, we're just taking it a day at a time and trying to figure things out, and that's the way she goes. It's really nice though, having my own space still, because I am a pretty independent person. Yeah. Yep. But like I said, I wouldn't be able to live off the pensions without his help, so I'm pretty blessed. Anyways, I'm gonna do a little bit more driving around and see what else I can come up with for on the video, and we'll be back here right away. If no one has ever seen these before, which I'm sure they have by now, these are the windmills that they have in Alberta. This is just, these ones are scattered here everywhere, but about 20 minutes away from me the other way, there is an entire field full of them, and I will film that one day. I remember coming out to my brother-in-law's and my sister's probably the first or second time, and I had gone out that way to get to their house, and you get mesmerized watching the windmills, because there's so many, which you'll see in another video. But if you don't pay attention, just like watching the scenery of the mountains here, if you don't pay attention, all of a sudden you look at the road and yikes, there's a curve, you have to turn. So You definitely get distracted by stuff like that, that's for sure. So I'm driving on a range road and township roads here close by my house, and just want you to know there is nobody traveling on these roads at all. I've been out this way already probably close to a half hour, and I only had one person that I met up with, and that was miles back. So, and I'm only driving about 30 kilometers an hour when you see me driving, and I'm pointing the camera towards stuff, but I'm watching the road so you don't have to worry, and I'm watching my mirrors just to make sure that nobody is behind me. But yeah, crazy. You'll see one day how many of these things are the other way from my house. Big storm coming over the mountains, so they will likely get more snow again. We didn't get anything, but it's pretty close by, so see a big cloud hanging over there. Could be dropping some snow right now. I'm gonna have to do some searching online about which mountain is which out this way, because I'm just not sure. So I'd like to find out all that kind of stuff, and then I can give you guys some better information when I do some filming. Anyways, I think I'm gonna head back home. So I hope you guys are all doing good, and if you're not, sending you lots of love and light, lots of strength, so that you can get through whatever it is you're getting through. See you in the next video.